Alright, I've been getting countless comments about why I'm not playing on 1.8 Minecraft. Well, first, why is that the first thing you notice in my videos? Yeah, I'm talking about how I made money from farming gas, and then some guy would be like, you know what? I don't care about that, even though that's probably the reason why I clicked on the video. All I care about is, why are you not playing on 1.8? So why do people question what version of Minecraft I'm playing on? Well, because it is uncommon for someone to play on Minecraft 1.9 and above in Hypixel Skyblock. Why is it uncommon? I can give you a one-word answer. Mods. Most Hypixel Skyblock mods are only 1.8 supported, and most people want to get mods for Hypixel Skyblock because who wouldn't want their life to be easier? Oh yeah, maybe I'm the exception. I don't have mods because I hate myself, and I want to make my life so much harder for no reason. Yep, that's me. Alright, I'm joking. I'm not into torturing myself. Well, okay, maybe I am into that sometimes. Anyways, some people don't have mods because they don't want their toaster to evolve into a stove. Honestly, that sounds like an upgrade. But for me, I don't have Hypixel Skyblock mods because if I am going to use a mod for a server, it better be approved by the server, alright? It would be great if Hypixel Skyblock made their own mod pack or something. Maybe even their own launcher, yeah? But that will probably never happen. Anyways, let me tell you about the non-modded Hypixel Skyblock experience. Let's talk about auction flipping. So, I'm pretty sure there's a mod that highlights the high tier enchants that an item has. You'll be surprised how useful that is. Back then, I used to do a decent amount of auction flips. I would typically try to win an auction for a piece of gear that has expensive enchants. Then I would sell that gear and to buy it now for a higher price. As someone with no mods, I would have to double check every single time, making sure that I am not reading the enchants incorrectly. Also, by default, the enchants are in Roman numerals. With mods, you can actually see the number for the enchants, so I wouldn't get mixed up between 4 and 6. This is just a minor inconvenience, nothing crazy yet, but you know what is crazy? Why? Why are experimental table mods even allowed? It defeats the point of the experimental table. It's supposed to test your memory skills, not freaking, oh yeah, I have a mod that memorizes what I have to click. Ha. You know how many times I could have gotten a Sharpness 7 book, but I couldn't because I suck at memory games? Well, if you guessed 0 times, then you are correct. I have never seen an expensive enchantment book from the experimental table. Okay, I'm joking, maybe like once. It was an Execute 6 book and I somehow got it. Sold it for like 15 mil on free money, I guess. Rich people do be spending money on books. Have you seen those rich kids' parents in real life? Buying like a whole library, then giving it to a school for free. Why not just give the school money? Oh wait, maybe that's illegal? Cause you give money, they give your kid good grades. Is that how it works? But yeah, having the experimental table mods help people screw up less and also probably give you more drops and enchanting XP because you have more clicks. I know, some of you guys are like, I don't need the mod to get the maximum amount of clicks. Well, good for you, but I will guarantee you that one day your memory will fail you because you are human. Unless you are not human, and in which case I may have exposed you. Please don't hurt me. Next up, the dark auction. Besides being scared of the dark, I mean the dark auction wiping my inventory, I did not want to go to the dark auction because I do not have a mod telling me the lowest bin price of the things being sold in the dark auction. So I had to write down the lowest bin price of all the items on the dark auction. Yeah, I'm doing writing outside of schoolwork. What a nerd. You know what? I'm proud to be a nerd because that is how we gonna make them banks in Hypixel Skyblock. Anyways, even though I wrote down the prices of all the dark auction items, I was still overpaying a decent amount because I never update the prices of the items. So for example, I wrote down Protection 6 is 3.7 mil lowest bin, but a few weeks later it is 1.7 mil. Then in the dark auction I would be like, I think 6 mil is still a fine price, right? Then I look in the auction house and I'm like, wow, maybe those kids are correct about me overpaying, but hey, I don't really care because I finally got the seal of the family. It only took me like, what, 2 years? Alright, let's now talk about fishing. One of my favorite skills in Hypixel Skyblock. I know, people are probably like, no, that cannot be one of your favorite skills. It's so boring. You know what? For me, it's not that boring. So, what do mods do for fishing? Nothing much, really. You get to see an exclamation mark if your bobber goes down, kind of like Pokemon, which is nice because sometimes it's a bit hard to see the bobber go down. But I guess that kind of helps with fishing the steaming hot flounder. I swear I hate trophy fishing just because of the steaming hot flounder. I have to turn on my sounds just for this fish because I can't see the particles that well. Don't tell me it's a skill issue. It's my eye issue, okay? Another thing is that people can have a timer for fishing. This is mainly for fishing slugfish because you need to wait a certain amount of time to catch a slugfish. None of these mod enhancements really matter to me because I have not been trophy fishing. But you know what I decided to do recently? By recently, I mean like 1 month ago. Yeah, Diana. So people told me that waypoint mods like Soupy are allowed. I'm not sure if that's correct, but if it is allowed, then it gives you a slight advantage. Like you wouldn't have to constantly use your ancestral spade. You'll basically save more time if you have the mod if that's allowed. Anyways, talking about waypoints, let's talk about fairy souls. You see, back then, there were no mods for fairy souls. We had to watch a video created by the one and only Time Dio, and we had to follow the video one fairy soul at a time. If you skip ahead in the video, you will be missing some fairy souls. It's just like how you're absent one day in math class, and then the next day, the teacher starts talking about some Greek alphabets, and you're like, wait, what? Nani? I thought we were learning about adding and subtracting. Why are we talking about alpha and beta? Obviously, I am alpha and you are beta. Anyways, I'm still missing a bit of fairy souls. I'm not gonna find them because I would have to retrace my steps again, which would make me go crazy. And I'm still wondering why they didn't make fairy soul hunting easier. I don't know, add a compass for fairy souls or something. I know that if you wear fairy armor, it makes noises when you're near fairy souls, but come on. No one actually finds fairy soul using fairy armor. Fairy armor is just there. Now let's talk about the things that the mods help a lot with. First of all, slayers. Specifically, the highly mechanical slayers. Enderman Slayer and Blaze Slayer. I haven't done Blaze Slayer, so I can't really say much about it, but for Ender Slayer, having no mods is such a disadvantage. Alright, so you hit the Void Gloom a bunch of times, yeah? Then he starts to get angry and starts throwing beacons. I have no idea where he gets the beacon from. Like, does he have a pocket somewhere? Or yeah, I'm not gonna question it. But anyways, without mods, you have to pay close attention to the beacon. You don't have a mod telling you, oh yeah, Yanglyph is on the ground. You also don't have something highlighting the heads or the beacons. So like when you're doing Ender Slayers without mods, you have to be more skillful than someone that has a mod. If you're not paying attention to beacon, you'll die and you're like, what happened? He threw a beacon? When did that happen? You know, even though Ender Slayer is harder without mods, I still won't get mods. Maybe I'll get myself a Mithril coat. No, I'm actually considering it. Alright, so having mods help you a lot with some slayers, but there's one thing in Hypixel Skyblock that mods are practically necessary for. Dungeons. If you don't have mods for dungeons, you are basically griefing your team. With dungeon mods, you can do puzzles with ease. In fact, they are not even puzzles anymore. You know that puzzle where there are 3 guys and you have to use your brain and guess the correct one? Yeah, you don't need to think if you have a mod. The mod tells you which one is correct. You know trivia? Yeah, the mod tells you the answers. Wow, I never knew trivia was that easy. So, as someone with no mods, I'm forced to not do a lot of the puzzles. I'm basically limited to doing the parkour room, ice fill room, box moving room, and teleport room. You know, it's kinda crazy how the dungeon mod could also help with the teleport room. Now, you might be wondering, are you getting carried in dungeons then? Well, kind of. The stuff I can't do, my friends do. Besides the rooms that I listed before, I also help find secrets. My memory sucks, but after doing so many runs of dungeons, it becomes an instinct. You know how like when it became 2022, you start writing 2022 instead of 2021. After a while, you don't have to think about it because you're so used to it. Same logic. There's one puzzle that I could do without the mods, tic-tac-toe, but like I failed it once, so like I kinda got PTSD from it, so yeah, never touching tic-tac-toe ever again. That is actually a skill issue. Anyways, floor 7, there are terminals. I really hope that the admins either make the terminals easier or just remove it, because without mods, you might have to spend so much time on one terminal and then Goldor starts hitting you and you're like, wow, this is such a great game. Like I'm fine with the simple terminals, but the ones that tell me to click on a certain color or items that start with a certain letter, like I could do it, but it will take me some time and there's a wither with a giant sword trying to kill me. So I usually skip those terminals and flick the levers at the end. Also, I would do the easy terminals if possible. You know, more people will be encouraged to do floor 7 if terminals were a bit easier. I'm just saying, not everyone has mods, even though majority of people do. Lastly, mods help with deciding which dungeon chest to get at the end. You see, if I didn't have friends to do dungeons with, then I probably would have never touched dungeons, cause I wouldn't know which chest to open at the end of the dungeon run. I don't have a mod telling me, oh yeah, that's a profitable chest because I could sell the item for more money than the cost to open. You know, a lot of content in Hypixel Skyblock would be easier if I had mods. There is a reason why I do simple content like fishing and mining, but I just won't download mods because Hypixel themselves said mods are used at your own risk. And at the same time, you also don't want to download an unsafe mod. So if you're getting mods for Hypixel Skyblock, make sure it is from a safe site. That's why I feel like a mod pack made by Hypixel Skyblock themselves would be great. It will 1. Make it fair for everyone, and 2. It would decrease the amount of people downloading harmful mods. Anyways, if you're part of the no mods gang, tell me in the comments what you do in Hypixel Skyblock. Do you just not touch content that is heavily mod reliant? And if you are part of the majority of people that uses mods, let me know what your favorite mod is. Optifine can be an answer. I actually used to use Optifine when I had a laptop as my gaming setup. Unfortunately, that laptop now runs for 30 minutes after a full charge. Please get PC if you can.